Today, we're really digging into a blueprint for YouTube success. And it goes way beyond just, chasing viral videos.
Huh.
You might think being a top YouTuber is all about massive subscriber counts, maybe those huge viral hits. But our sources reveal something, well, much smarter, a more strategic approach.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, our mission for this deep dive is really to unpack this kind of master plan,
Yeah.
what separates the casual creators from those who build something truly impressive.
Right.
A repeatable, monetizable YouTube ecosystem. That's the key term here.
Ecosystem, okay.
Yeah, it's about turning views into an actual community, content into currency, and videos into assets, real assets. We're
Yeah.
looking at the behind-the-scenes playbook, basically, building a channel that even seasoned creators would admire.
Okay, so let's unpack this blueprint then. Most people, well, they just pick a niche, right? Find something they like and go for it. But one of the really powerful ideas from this blueprint is what they call reverse engineering a scalable niche ecosystem. That sounds almost corporate, maybe?
Yeah.
Strategic to a fault. What does that even mean in practice? And does that risk killing the creativity?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's definitely intentional. So reverse engineering a scalable niche ecosystem, it isn't just about picking a topic you like. It's really about starting with the end goal in mind.
Okay.
It means deliberately identifying a market gap where there's, significant underserved demand. Think about outdated content on topics people search for a lot.
Right, like old tutorials or something.
Exactly. Then you look for high advertiser CPMs, the cost per thousand views advertisers pay.
Ah, the money part.
Yeah, areas like finance, tech, education, luxury maybe,
Mm.
because those audiences,
Yeah.
highly sought after.
Mhm.
And crucially, you pinpoint a very clear audience pain point or maybe desire for transformation, something they really want to achieve.
So you build it backwards from the profit and the need.
You got it. Backwards from proven profitability and audience need. And about the creativity thing you asked, it actually kind of frees creativity in a way. It gives you clear boundaries. You know what's likely to work, so you can innovate within that framework.
Okay, I see. So you're not just finding a topic, you're finding where the money and the audience's deepest needs actually line up.
Precisely.
And then they talk about mapping out content silos. This sounds, well, it sounds a bit like building a YouTube funnel, maybe, moving viewers from just clicking around to being really loyal, but structured somehow.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Precisely. They organize their content into these interconnected playlists they called silos.
Hmm.
So you might have starter guides. That's your evergreen stuff, pulls in new viewers.
Right, the basics.
Yeah. And maybe proof and wins, case studies, success stories that builds trust. Right.
Mm-mm. Social proof?
Exactly. And then maybe advanced playbooks. That's for high retention, higher conversion stuff. It turns this random stream of videos into a strategic path for the viewer, guiding them deeper.
Guiding them.
Okay. Into the channel and
Yeah.
presumably towards whatever you're offering.
You got it. Deeper into the channel and its offerings.
Okay, this is where, for me, the blueprint gets really interesting. It mentions creating an automated video assembly line.
Ah.
I mean, while loads of creators are stuck in that manual grind, maybe putting out one video a week if they're lucky, this approach apparently systematized production using, scalable assets. What's the big shift in thinking here? Beyond just using fancy tools, what allows that kind of production leap?
Well, this really gets to a core question, doesn't it? How do you scale production without totally sacrificing quality or, the storytelling?
Yeah.
The real insight here isn't just use AI. It's treating every single element, scripts, B-roll, everything, as a modular, reusable asset.
Modular. Okay, like building blocks.
Exactly like building blocks. It
Yeah.
created modular scripts. They even used AI for things like intro hooks, SEO-optimized talking points, clear calls to action structures, reusable bits.
They used voice synthesis tools for, studio quality narration, built a huge B-roll database, all categorized
Categorized how?
by emotional triggers, brand colors, specific niche visuals, so you can pull what you need quickly. They even trained a VA, a virtual assistant, for keyword research, timestamps, uploads, the works.
Okay, producing 3 to 7 videos a week, that still sounds almost unbelievable. I mean, even with automation, keeping that quality up and not burning out yourself or your team, that's got to be a huge challenge, right? What was the biggest hurdle they actually faced making that assembly line work?
I think you hit on it. The biggest hurdle is often the creator's own resistance. resistance to systematizing things.
Ah, the artist versus the engineer mindset.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
They had to shift from that like perfectionist craftsman mindset to being an efficient system builder.
Yeah.
It's about designing processes that ensure consistency. Consistent hooks, title styles, thumbnail formats, outro CTAs.
For channel recognition in the algorithm.
Exactly. For recognition and algorithmic favor.
Yeah.
All while minimizing the human fatigue part. It's a definite move from like bespoke one-off craftsmanship to scalable, high-quality assembly.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that takes discipline.
Discipline, right. Okay, so they've got this incredible system humming along, content creation, distribution. They've engineered the viewing journey. They're feeding the algorithm the right signals. But what about the money? You'd think the next logical step is just waiting. Waiting for the YouTube Partner Program, the 1,000 subs, the watch hours.
Right. The standard path.
But this blueprint flips that completely. It advocates for monetizing before the 1,000 subscriber mark. That's a massive departure, isn't it?
It absolutely is. And honestly, it's probably one of the most critical parts of their success. If you connect it to the bigger picture, it's all about validating your product market fit really early.
Testing the waters.
Yeah, and building multiple revenue streams right away makes you much more resilient. They set up like 4 main monetization pillars.
4 pillars. Okay, what were they?
So first, embedding affiliate links, but only to tools they genuinely used and trusted.
Yeah.
So authentic recommendations.
Right, not just spamming links.
Definitely not. Second, offering simple digital downloads, things like PDF guides, maybe Notion templates, priced pretty accessibly, like $7 to $49. Easy yeses.
Low friction offers. Okay.
Third, building an email list, using lead magnets to get signups, then selling curated offers to that list. And fourth, community upsells.
Like a private Discord or
Yeah.
courses.
Exactly. But private Discord, maybe a small cohort-based mini course. And get this, that mini course actually paid for their editing costs by month 2.
Month 2, before they could even run ads.
Long before AdSense was even on the table.
Yeah. Wow. That's genuinely fascinating. So, okay, by the time they hit 1,000 subscribers, the usual starting line for monetization, they already had revenue streams, they had a validated product, a responsive audience. That would definitely make you stand out, wouldn't it? To brands, potential collaborators.
Hugely. It changes the whole dynamic.
Okay, now, about cracking the algorithm. The source material says they did it with, and I quote, no clickbait, no hacks, just signal mastery.
Signal mastery.
What does that actually mean? Signal mastery. How's that different from just, trying to game the system with tricks?
It's about focusing on what the algorithm really values, which is fundamentally genuine audience engagement and satisfaction. This isn't about finding loopholes. It's about, well, engineering the viewing journey and the content itself so it naturally generates those positive signals YouTube looks for.
Okay, so what signals specifically?
They prioritized a high click-through rate, or CTR, but through properly optimized thumbnails and, importantly, emotionally resonant titles, not just keyword stuffing.
Gotcha. And then watch time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
High average view duration. They scripted specifically for curiosity loops to keep people watching. And then high engagement, asking really good, comment-provoking questions, but at key moments, like emotionally resonant points in the video.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, like they might prompt viewers with something like, if you've ever tried this strategy and failed, comment tried it. Below we're going to read and reply to every single one.
Right.
It gets people involved. It builds that community feel.
Ah, so it's about fostering real interaction, which the algorithm then sees and rewards.
Precisely. It's about building a loyal audience that the algorithm then wants to amplify.
So it really is about engineering that viewing journey. They also used crosslinks, cards, end screens, all that stuff to make sure viewers didn't just leave the channel, right? They were always being pointed to something else relevant they'd made.
Yes, exactly. They didn't want dead ends. It sounds like they weren't just posting videos randomly. They were actively guiding viewers through a whole experience within their content library.
They truly engineered journeys, like you said earlier, not just posted content.
That's the perfect way to put it. They thought about the viewer's next logical step, always trying to keep them watching related content on their channel. That sends really strong positive signals back to YouTube.
Okay, so the final phase. The blueprint talks about making your results impressive enough to kind of awe even experienced creators. How did they pull that off? How did they achieve this visible leap beyond amateurism and build real authority?
Transparency, mostly. They made their results incredibly visible and backed them up with data. That builds phenomenal trust and authority.
How? Like, what did they share?
They actually published a public Notion dashboard.
Public? Wow.
Yeah, showing things like their traffic growth, clear revenue benchmarks,
Hmm?
conversion rates from each different call to action, watch time trends over time, even their top-performing thumbnails with the A/B test results.
Whoa, that is transparent.
Right. They also published public case studies, shared video breakdowns on social media. It wasn't just bragging, it was demonstrating, look, this system works, and here's the proof. It's replicable.
And they also got involved with other creators too, didn't they? Like collaborations.
Yes, that was key too. Interviewing other creators in their niche, reviewing other channels maybe, reacting to industry trends, but always sort of through the lens of their own method. It sounds like they weren't just creating content in a vacuum. They were strategically positioning themselves as like thought leaders,
Well,
connectors in their space. Absolutely. They effectively became a kind of hub within their niche. And by engaging with others, by dissecting trends, using their own successful method as a framework, they subtly promoted their whole blueprint without ever doing a hard sell. It just demonstrated their expertise, which naturally attracted more opportunities.
so let's talk results then. What did this whole systematic approach actually achieve?
Well, the results they reported are pretty compelling. They grew a brand new YouTube channel to over 10,000 subscribers in less than 100 days.
Under 100 days, wow.
Yeah. And earned more than $5,000 in net profit before they were even eligible for YouTube monetization.
That early monetization piece again, crucial.
Absolutely crucial. And they automated, reportedly, 80% of their production pipeline. But maybe even more importantly, they built that email list, they sold digital products, created paid community, all without needing a single video to go viral.
Right, no reliance on lottery tickets.
Exactly. And all that positioned them perfectly for significant collaborations, brand deals, and just scalable long-term influence.
You know, this deep dive, it really reveals that building something significant on YouTube, this kind of advanced project,
Mm.
it isn't really about making one viral video, is it?
Yeah.
It's about building a system that makes you maybe viral proof.
Viral proof, I like that, yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's about consistent strategic execution over banking on a single fleeting moment of fame.
So while so many creators measure their success by, that one video that blew up,
Mm-hmm.
this approach seems to measure success by the system itself. A system that keeps paying dividends in income and influence opportunities even while you're sleeping.
That really brings up an important question, I think, for anyone listening. In a world that's so obsessed with fleeting virality,
Mm-hmm.
how much more valuable is it really to build a sustainable system, something that consistently delivers income, influence, and opportunities day in, day out?
Definitely something to think about. For your own projects, your own definition of success online.
Exactly,
Gotcha.
something to mull over.